All right, I think it's time to get started here. Let's do it. All right, guys, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome to Rant and Chill. We're gonna talk about Baby Metal, of course, in this little stream here. The Baby Metal debut album, 10 years ago. That thing came out. It's been 10 years. A lot of time has passed, but it seems like it's been a pretty short ride if you think about it. I went by pretty fast, but there was a lot that happened. They have changed quite a bit. I mean, the questions we're going to ask ourselves here in this stream, and what I want to know from you guys in the chat and the comment section afterwards, is what is the song that first comes to mind when you see that album cover? You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm actually put that on the screen here. One second. All right, this thing right here. You know what I'm talking about. When you see this, what is the first song that comes to mind? All right, that's one of the questions we're going to answer. We're going to ask ourselves an answer here tonight. The other one is, does this album still hold up today? Okay. All right, we're gonna dig into that as well. We're also going to explore kind of the things around this album, like the creation of it, some of the reviews of it, the expectations, the way it kind of changed things for the industry, if you will. I mean, Baby Metal, they pretty much pioneered the Kawaii Metal, the J-pop metal mix of things. Now, there's other bands, other groups that do that as well, and like Passcode, but when Baby Metal did it, when Kawaii Metal came up with this idea, it was really out there, okay? Muse or Sakuragaku and the actual unit itself, they didn't really have a whole lot of confidence behind it. It seemed like it was going to be more like a one-off sort of thing. But they were, they were gravely mistaken. They were mistaken, and they profited off of it, quite a bit, because what Kawaii Metal came up with was something quite, well, quite great. I mean, amazing. It was something of a genius idea. You take J-pop, you take metal, put it together, and are people going to go for it? Turns out, yes, they most certainly will. I mean, look at this. I'm a 40-year-old man, hyped up about Baby Metal. That's real news. That's real stuff. That's how cool this group is. Okay. Let's take a look at this here. All right, so here's the album cover. I did put this question out there in the community tab. What song first comes to mind when you see this? Now, you're probably going to say Headbanger. You may say Give Me Chocolate. Those are good songs to name. Let's see. Abadabalicious says Headbanger. Fabiok 9404 says Give Me Chocolate. LOL Man 9538 says Ijimi Dami Zite. We're gonna call it IDZ. Alright, to this day I still don't really know how to pronounce that correctly, and I'm never gonna change. That's the truth. Oh man. And that's the truth there. If Effie's 9182 says Onodori Daikasuken, that's, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. But hey, okay, cool mention there. All right, that song did have to work on me though. All right, I didn't like it at first. Then I really liked it, but then when I realized what the song's about, it's kind of like I like it, but I don't like the message. Please don't promote that. Like my daughter doesn't see me as an ATM yet, but I think she's starting to realize that I kind of am. Okay, she's starting to. I will tell her no. Take that no. Let's see how long that lasts. Anyway, Doc 58-1 says my first Road of Resistance. Road of Resistance. Technically, yes, because on the limited edition, the later editions, it was featured there. Pretty cool. Yui's favorite song as well, right? Right. It is. Okay, Anthlonin, whatever it says, opening track of Baby Metal Death. Yes. Amazing track, an amazing opener. That is a great way. That was the best way to start that album, and probably the best way to start Baby Metal live shows. I don't care how many times they do it. Opening with Baby Metal Death, it sets the expectations for the rest of the show. In fact, that being the opening song of that album set the expectation pretty high for everything else. You're talking about a song that starts off right off the bat. I mean, there's that little building up, that sort of omniscience sort of sound there. But once the song comes in, once the guitars and drums and everything comes in, it's like rapid. It's intense. It's great. I love it. You know, it's speed metal. It's death metal. It's intense. Okay. Yuki Yuki Midnight. That's from Brazil. Brazil Iron Ica Nihilista 8083. Okay, nice attempt there. Yuki Yuki Midnight. Ooh, I was not expecting as well, but hey, good mention there. That song, every time I hear it, especially after seeing the live performances where they do their choreography in that song, they kind of present themselves like they're like zombies almost, like they become like monsters, you know, whatever. There's like I know the song is about staying up past midnight and eating snacks, and you know, it sounds like disobeying, you know, pretty much having a party of things or whatever. But it seems like maybe they stay up past midnight, they disobey their parents or whatever, you know. I stay up past curfew, eat all the snacks, and then like they get cursed afterwards or something. That's why I take that song to be Yuki Yuki Midnight. Baby Metal Death from Manolo 144P. Is it the quality of the stream? I hope not. Megatsune, but Baby Metal Death is second, coming from Akumu Kitsune 91. Orion Imu says gimme chocolate, and Din 660 says gimme chocolate as well. Well, the best I could do is chocolate with nuts. You want that? You want my chocolatey nuts? I mean, you asked. Okay. So yes, I'm curious. What is the song that first comes to mind for you when you see this album cover? I definitely want to know about that, and I will definitely engage in that in the chat or also in the comment section afterwards as well. Guys, this is pretty much a hype stream about this album. That is the 10th anniversary for this album. Pretty significant. This is like the quintessential Baby Metal sound. Now, when anyone complains that Baby Metal has changed, what they're looking at, what they're comparing it to, is this album and this album, and maybe Metal Resistance. Metal Resistance is closer to the sound that this album had, though one could argue that this album had a lot more Kawaii elements than Metal Resistance did. Like, this was it. Like, if you want the best taste of like the blend of J-pop and metal, I think it's this. There might be a few other songs on maybe Metal Galaxy. I'm thinking of like Da Da Dance. That's more like Euro beat, but it's still good. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I think their new stuff is good too. But this sound is so freaking iconic to Baby Metal. And you know what, though? That's not a controversial statement. In fact, that statement is so on point. I could prove it to you. This album is so significant, so important, so at the core of what Baby Metal is, and still is to this day. Because, and the reason I could say that, the reason why you know that's true, is because a lot of the songs on this album are still played to this very day and are some of the most trending videos or music when it comes to baby metal. Okay? You go to a baby metal show, you're going to hear songs off this album 100%. You're probably going to hear 4 or 5 of them off this album. Okay? I guarantee you 2 of them are going to be on there at least. No, 3. 3 is definitely a guarantee. Because you're going to get Baby Metal Death, you're going to get Road of Resistance, and you're definitely going to get Headbanger. Oh, no, 4, Megasune. You're going to... Now, I'll be like, Road of Resistance? Road of Resistance was in between. It was like, it's on this album later on, but it's also on Metal Resistance. So it's like, hey, yeah. But even if you want to be a stickler about that, which I understand, you're still going to get a lot of songs off this album because this album is just so freaking good. Right? Which one is my waifu? When we're talking about this album, none. Okay? There are children in this album. That's a question I can't entertain on this album when they grow up to be later as they currently are. I mean, I'm a married man, guys. I already have a waifu. Okay. Now she might chase me around with the chongla at times. But I kind of like it. I like to keep it spicy. Sometimes I piss on my wife on purpose. Not piss on, piss off. That'd be weird if I pissed on. Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, Baby Metal, the debut album. 2014. February 26, 2014. It was released. I know it was released later for Europe and in the States, right? We get things a little delayed. You know, we're a little retarded there, if I could say that. But in the music on this album, it goes back from like the early days of Baby Metal when they first came out and they're part of the Sakura Gakuen. Someone's gonna be mad that I pronounced it that way. Sakura Gakuen, okay? When they were a subunit of that, I guess that J-pop school thing, whatever, that program. I know they were creating singles. They're creating songs, releasing singles. And they were doing quite well with that stuff. Later, the girls would eventually graduate. And then they would, they get to a point to where they will release their debut album. And a lot of the songs, like I think 5 of them are actually singles that were released when they were in the Sakura Gakuen. Do you know what those 5 songs are, by the way? Do you know what those 5 songs are? I mean, there's a total of 6 singles that were released off this album, which this album has like, how many songs on it? I think 13. So more, about half. About half. So let me know in the chat or in the comments section afterwards what those singles were. I'm quite curious what you get there. We know what the answers are going to be. And like I said before, like you got to think when this thing was debuting, it was a risky move. Like they didn't know how well this was going to be received. They didn't know if people were actually going to enjoy it. Now, there was some, like obviously before they released the album, they did some shows to kind of test this out, and they received some positive feedback, especially in Japan. It was like, okay, we could work on this thing, we could make it something, continue on with it, and what happened is, like when they released this album, it received positive reviews from music critics. It did. Now there's some negative reviews. We're gonna go over the reviews here in the stream. Okay, it's kind of like a hype stream, like I said. We're gonna go over the reviews. And while they're mostly positive, there's also kind of like they look at this, a lot of the critics do, like it's a fluke, like it's a one-time pony, like one-trick pony. Like Like that's it. Like it was like a parody or something. Little did they know. No, that this is not some gimmick or a fluke or a parody. This was and it still is a thing that will continue to be and continue to generate music that just rocks. That's freaking hit metal, metal. That people love. Like even now, like I mean, their latest release, like Metal Lee, man, that thing's on fire. That thing's on fire. But yeah, when this album dropped, it did peak. Number 4 in the Oricon weekly charts over there in Japan. All right, pretty good. Certified gold in Japan, which means I believe it's sold over 100,000 copies. And in the States, even in the US of A, it debuted at number 187 on the Billboard 200. It actually got a spot on Billboard 200. We're talking about in the USA, where everything, in order to be there, like you can't be metal. You got to be pop or hip hop or some sort of mumble rap or country. You got to be Swift. You got to be Beyonce. You got to be something like that. Okay? You got to be some stripper who's now a rapper who publicly gloated about how she roofied men, took all their money, left them handcuffed, and no one bats an eye. Sorry. I had to get there. Had to go there. But it's kind of strange, an oddity for a Japanese band, a Japanese group to even get there. 187 on the Billboard 200. So, pretty good. I also got on top of world charts as well. So, this album is very significant. It started off really, it was a great start for BABYMETAL. They started off strong with this album. And so, I think you could see that, like I said before, but how many of the songs off this album you see or you were going to hear when you go check out BABYMETAL. When you go check out BABYMETAL live, because now what they have now is pretty much a Europe tour, going to be playing at festivals and other things. You already know. You already know what songs are. You already know what the songs are going to be there, right? You already know they're going to play Headbanger. Megatsune is going to be on there too. You may not be so sure about other songs, and I understand that. Okay. No Gimme Chocolates could be on there. Let's take a quick look, though. Let's take a look here at the BABYMETAL YouTube channel and see what are the most popular music videos. That will give you an idea here, right? Go to their channel, is sort of based on popularity. To this day, the number one video on their channel is BABYMETAL Gimme Chocolate. A song that is on, as you know, the debut album. And it's sitting at 188 million views. Coming in second is Megatsune, another song. Yet another song off of the debut album. Okay? That's doing good. Then we have BABYMETAL Karate. Okay. Then BABYMETAL Papaya. Okay. Then Road of Resistance. I mean, some can be like, well, that's maybe Metal Resistance. It could be either one. It could be either or. Okay. Right after that, in fifth place, or I should say it's sixth place here, IDZ, which is probably one of their more popular, I would say that's probably one of the more popular singles off that album, if it wasn't for Gimme Chocolate. Or I guess Megatsune. Look. When they first were pumping out singles, from what I understand, from what I read, this was the more popular one. And to this day, this song is definitely loved. IDZ is a song that fans love. That is a good BABYMETAL anthem. Then you have Doki Doki Morning. You got Headbanger. You got Ine. You have all these great songs, and most of them are from the first album. Let's take a look at this here. What is this we're looking at? This website, I don't know how accurate it is, but it claims to have the stats of Spotify. So, Baby Metal Spotify stats. And you could see what songs are streamed the most. It doesn't really give me other ways to really customize this. This is up to February 19th of 2024. To that date, that was the last time this was updated. To that date, the top Baby Metal songs on Spotify are the following. You got Kingslayer. Okay, we'll set that aside. Great song, don't get me wrong, but this is about the debut album. Coming in second is Gimme Chocolate. Gimme Chocolate. So to this day, Gimme Chocolate is such a, I guess, a well-received song that it's still trending very high on Spotify. Following that, it's Megatsune. Okay? In fact, if you were to take the top 10 on this list, yeah, I think three of them were from the debut album. Hey, not bad. Actually, it's 4 if you count Road of Resistance. Looking pretty good there. It is the album that started it all for Baby Metal. Are we doing some Kino shots whiskey tonight? I don't know. Or do you want to do some Kino shots tonight? Is that a possibility? I'll tell you what, we could do a Kino shot and celebrate this. Can't do 10 shots in a row. I got work tomorrow. We could do a shot that celebrate in celebration of the 10th anniversary of this album. Do you have your shot glass ready for it? Because I don't mind doing that. Let's go ahead and get this going. I have Fireball right here. We'll go ahead and start this off. I'll do a shot. This shot glass is dirty, by the way, but whatever. Alcohol is going to kill the germs. All right, Mr. Fishman 5678. Let's do it. Oh. That cinnamon flavor. It tries to mask the... It's not that good. Oh, Fireball. Fireball. Okay. Why not take another shot of that? Actually. All right. Some more interesting things about this album here. We'll talk about it. And then we'll get into, I think, the critic reviews of it. I think what we could talk about is just the sound of it already. Okay? Let's do that. I think... Let me get the track listing here real fast. I think Baby Metal Death is a great opener for it. Just a phenomenal opener. Okay? It really sets the stage for everything else. Then you get into Megatsune, which Megatsune is like an iconic Baby Metal song. Okay? Maybe some people skip Baby Metal Death because they think it's an opener. It does start off kind of slow. If you didn't know what was coming and you're impatient, you'd probably skip it in your first, maybe second, maybe even third listening to. Okay? But Megatsune, you don't skip that because right away it starts off high energy. It's all in your ears. It's like it got you hooked at the catchy melody, and boom, they just drive it all the way home. And you're probably not expecting that middle part that happened where there's like a squealing pig and some like death metal like stuff going on there. Really hardcore breakdown. We're not expecting that. Not in your first listen. No, you weren't. Don't lie to me. Don't you dare lie to me. Lie to me, I'm going to your house and kick you in the ass. I mean, in Minecraft. Okay? No. Don't lie to me. All right? You weren't expecting it the first time. It surprised you. We're like, whoa, what is this? Then Gimme Chocolate. Gimme Chocolate has those nice, very speedy thrash guitars with a nice, catchy chorus. It's really cool. It's iconic. Some people will say it's overplayed. I say no. I say I can never hear too much of it. Give me more. Give me more of the chocolate. Then you have Ine, which every reactor mispronounces their first time. Every single reactor mispronounces the first time. I guarantee you, if you saw this song on YouTube, you probably pronounced it line. And I will show you why you did. You want to see something? To this day, this song is also mispronounced on YouTube as line. They use a capital L, not a capital I. So fix that on YouTube. Amused? No. I mean, depending on where you listen to this song, where you've heard it, you probably thought it was line. It probably told you it was line. Or maybe you misread it. Either way, it is the song that a lot of people outside of the, I guess, Japan, just they didn't know really what it was. That doesn't make it a bad song. In fact, the fact that it's still like a fan favorite speaks how, like, even with the title being lost in translation and being people getting confused on that, there's a lot of catchy hooks in that song. So, cool. I liked it. A lot of people liked it. Another shot. Shot number 2. Doki Doki Morning. Doki Doki Morning. I want to see them play this again. The songs I want to hear on the next BABYMETAL tour. Doki Doki Morning. Anadori Dad is the ATM song. That's what that is. Anadori Daisakusen. Dad's an ATM. We just gotta trick him. No. Can't play with my heart like that. Like, Dad, I'm only going to love you if you give me a car. I'll be like, no. No, bye. I can't wait till that happens. My daughter is like a teenager, starts throwing those fits. It'll be fun. A lot of fun. But Anadori Daisakusen, this song had to grow on me at first. I didn't really like it at first, but it won me over. It won me over. I think it's a good place in the album. It's like in the mid position there. Then you have Song 4, though. Song 4, I think, is a better song than Anadori. Song 4 just sounds better to me overall. With the guitar work, kind of reminded me a little bit of like Master Puppets in a way. There's that one riff. And then the kind of reggae part of it, was not expecting that. Kind of a weird mesh of genres, which is not really all that surprising when you think about the whole concept of BABYMETAL being a weird mesh of genres. So, then you have Catch Me If You Can. Oh, actually, I skipped over Yuki Yuki Midnight. Here's my other shot. That's for, I skipped Akatsuki. Oh, Akatsuki is a good song, too. It's a slow song with a nice chill guitar work in the beginning that then ramps up. That's an emotional song, guys. You hear that? You start crying. Here, have some Fireball. All right. I think I'm fireballed out. I'll say Anadori Daisukusen, Song 4, Yuki Yuki Midnight. These are okay songs. Song 4 is the better one. I think Yuki Yuki Midnight is a. It's a. I like Doki Doki Morning a little bit better than that one. There is some nice elements to kind of like set it apart. But there's like my favorite songs off this album are like the opener, Baby Metal Death, Megatsune, Give Me Chocolate, Ine, and then Catch Me If You Can, Rondo of Nightmare, Headbanger, and IDZ. It's like those are the songs that I really remember the most and really enjoy the most. Don't get me wrong, I like the other ones as well. It's just obviously we have our preferences, guys. Come on now, come on. Do you think the skill is comparable to Megadeth? Like the musicians that put together the tracks? Most certainly. Like if you were asking if the girls sing better than Dave Mustaine, most certainly. Look, I like Megadeth. Megadeth is awesome, but Dave Mustaine can't do like hours worth of dancing around and singing at the same time. Okay, there's no way. I don't think you could do that for 30 minutes. Oh, I could barely do it for 5. I almost passed out doing it for a minute for that one video I did. I mean, the musicians behind the tracks of Baby Metal are really good. And sometimes we'll get guest musicians on there to help out. Well, like what they did with Road of Resistance, where they had the Dragon Force guys. Make it even more power metal. If I had to look at their debut album and look for a song that's comparable to Megadeth, though, like music wise, because subject wise they don't have anything that compares to it, because Megadeth usually sings about what? Don't trust the government, conspiracies, about some sort of drama between him and Metallica that had happened in the past. So none of those subjects at all, nothing close to it. Maybe Give Me Chocolate. Give Me Chocolate might be something that sounds something that Megadeth could play or would play. Yeah, I'll say that. I can go with that. Anyway, let's talk about the critics of this album. So, when this album first came out, there were a lot of critics that kind of looked at it like it was like a one-off thing, and they were really surprised by it, and they gave some interesting reviews. We're going to explore some of those old reviews here. I think what we'll take a look at here is this review from Japan Times. This should be interesting. By Patrick Saint Michael? Is that what that is? Patrick St. Michael. Saint Michael. Saint. Okay. I'm a dirty Protestant. I don't recognize saints. So it's just going to be Patty Boy. So Patty Boy wrote this back in, when was this? This had to have been, when was the article written? Does it tell us? I don't see like a year. 2014. Okay. I'll say that. Around 2014. Yeah, March 2014, right here. Alright, it says, it's not surprising that Baby Metal has gone viral. The trio, bringing the seemingly disparate world of idol, pop, and heavy metal together, is a visually striking project, perfect for the weird Japan fans on the internet. What's surprising, however, is seeing Baby Metal's eponymous debut top the iTunes heavy metal charts in the United States, Canada, and Britain, and claiming as high as number 35 on the American iTunes album chart. Sonically, Baby Metal should be one cool idea driven into the ground. How many songs merging cutesy choruses from guttery shrieks can a headbanger take? Apparently not enough there, guy. But the project boasts just enough musical diversity to make for a good listen. The dominant sound throughout BABYMETAL are power chords, breakneck drumming, and throaty howls offset by cheering, singing, and group lags when striking strictly to that combo. The group lags when striking strictly to that combo. Interesting. That's weird. He says it almost made it seem like it was a positive thing, but then the group lags when striking strictly to that combo. If anything, I think the combination's great of the heavy metal and the J-pop stuff. Come on, that's what it is. That's what it is. Anyway. He goes, however, many of the tracks make subtle changes to keep the album humming along. For no Uta zips from guitar workouts to tropical lounge interludes, while Ine takes a breather for a group rap that sounds like it'd been ripped out from the once hip witch house subgenre. Okay, guy. The lyric focuses on the typical idol pop topics: chocolate, the struggles of waking up, and also spin into subjects such as bullying and on Onodori Daisukusen are tricking your dad into giving you money. The album's musical variety stems from the diverse collection of writers and producers that have been brought on board the BABYMETAL project. Well, that is true. It's not surprising to find the likes of Narasaki, a metal of active Koltar of the Deepers, and Takeshi Ueda in the credits. Okay, some other musician. Okay, but it is seeing the Vocaloid producer Yoyoyupi who brings an EDM feast-ready bass freakouts to some of the songs. Oh, and that person Yoyoyupi is pretty talented. I've listened to some of his stuff, his single stuff, and I was quite impressed. It goes much harder than what BABYMETAL does. Anyway, he said the best moments on BABYMETAL come from the group when the group ditches the gimmicks, YouTube hit "Gimme Chocolate" ads and growls, but it's the unit's most straightforward pop song, an extremely catchy one. Singles Megasune and Doki Doki Morning are similarly constructed and memorable. That's a weird paragraph. It says the best moments on BABYMETAL come when the group ditches the gimmicks, but then like "Gimme Chocolate," I would imagine would be like one that he would say would be very gimmicky because it has that formula of being like thrash metal with cutesy vocals. But he kind of words it in a very like he's being forced to say something nice about it. Okay. There's a BABYMETAL, the album, indulges in ridiculousness of both the idol scene and heavy metal, but goes beyond being a joke. It's a good full length, better than many more serious mainstream metal albums. It's a less cynical, more pop-friendly version of Maximum the Hormone, last album, Yoshu Fukushu. I'm familiar with Maximum the Hormone, and I would not compare those two albums together. I mean, the only comparison is that they're both metal with like genre-shifting sounds every now and then. That's about it. Anyway, it says BABYMETAL is the first and foremost a visual what the F, but the act and the musicians behind it deserve credit for a solid album. Okay, the interesting thing about this review is you can see how it was looked at in the past by this particular guy. Like it seemed like it was like kind of like a one-off thing. It was like, okay, this is like weird, this is different, okay, but little did he know that this was going to become something much bigger, and joke's really on him. I get the feel that I guess Patty Boy, Saint Michael may not really care for BABYMETAL and kind of sees it as that, but I mean, whatever. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at this review. Let's see. It's weird because he gave it a positive review. I think he only did that because it was like a novelty of it. Will Yui Metal ever come back? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. In fact, the last time that was asked to somebody that was like Baby Metal adjacent, they pretty much said, leave Yui alone. Okay. All right. Baby Metal review by Tim Sindra. This is on All Music. This is back in what? It had to been like a long time ago, 2014. Says it's tempting to give Baby Metal's debut album, Baby Metal, a full 5-star rating, our 10-star rating, our all-star, all the stars. Okay. Not only does the album create a totally new genre, it defines it and also ends it at the same time. The band's producer, Kawaii Metal, says the name came to him in a revelation. But it would be interesting to see where the idea to mix super girly J-pop and riff heavy metal into an unholy blend of frothing cuteness came from. These are two styles that never in a million years should have been Frankensteined together. The girls' ultra sweet and innocent vocals juxtaposed with Cookie Monster growls is batty, and the pummeling beats that underpin the bubblegummy radio pop melodies are nuts. The occasional hip-hop interludes, drum and bass bits, and dubstep breaks really push it into wacky land. Into wacky land there. The record really shouldn't work at all, and Baby Metal should just be a total joke that is funny the first time. It's funny the first time someone sends you a link to one of their videos, but quickly loses its appeal. Somehow, it does work though. Maybe it's the sheer audacity of it all that elevates the album. Maybe. Past joke status and close to genius. Ooh, yeah. The insanely catchy songs help in the making and work department too. Whatever the magical quality Kawaii Metal sprinkles liberally over the mix, he's clearly tapped into the same kind of comic stream of consciousness that made Andrew WK's first album so brilliant. It's clearly not an album for metalheads who like to follow the clear definitions of what makes metal, or one for J-pop fans who are scared of huge guitar riffs. But those who don't really care about the rules and just want to jump around like idiots to the brightest, silliest music imaginable find exactly what they never dreamed about asking for in Baby Metal's brilliant debut. Now, looking back on this, I can't say the guy is wrong. It is a weird way to explain it, a weird way to describe it. But you gotta think, this is the first time this stuff came out, right? And it's kind of like what is this? This is a strange novelty. You know, what's going on here? Like, this isn't really for your typical metalhead. And it's not really for your typical metalhead, is it? You gotta think, like, when Baby Metal first came to the scene, there was a lot more pushback than there is now. You'd still get every now and then the people would be like, you know, the metal purists, the metal elitists be like, oh, they're not really metal. You know, they're kind of more like a gimmick. They're a show, whatever. But it's like, you know, there's a lot of things that are gimmicks that in metal, okay? It's like everything's a gimmick, really, when I dig into it. But it's like, is it good? Is it metal? Is it intense music? And if you play the songs alongside other bands, other metal bands, it fits. It fits. The only thing that makes it really distinct is, of course, the singing style and sometimes the pop elements there. But even in catchy metal songs, there's some like a mainstream or safer radio lick every now and then. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, you know. So, like, I look at this, I'm like, okay. I see where the reviewer's coming from, because you look at this album, you're like, well, I don't know if a J-pop fan will like this. I don't know if a metalhead will like this. Who's gonna like this? But people do like this, and you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. No one really did. And that's why Kawaii Metal was probably seen as a loon. That's why Baby Metal had a very shoestring budget in the beginning. Like, okay, make it work. And they're like, whoa, it worked? That wasn't supposed to happen. It's over. Oh, it's over for Yui Metal? Yeah. I mean, there's still other members like Sue Metal and Moa Metal. You know? There's other members there. They're still active. They're still very active and very busy. Okay? Let's see. There's one more. This review. Baby Metal shreds heavy metal seriousness at the Fonda. Like a 2014 August Brown. All right, the most subversive, rage-inducing act in heavy metal played the Fonda on Sunday night. The group is fronted by 3 Japanese teenage girls in pigtails who make heart-shaped hand gestures on stage and sing about how much they love chocolate. They love chocolate, but they're afraid to eat it because they'll pack on the pounds. Okay, actually, it's a song that a lot of Americans need to listen to. Don't eat every chocolate. Okay, you got to worry about your weight. Okay. Baby Metal is a Japanese concept group that are, and they're the most divisive thing in heavy metal music right now. The trio singers Sue Metal, Yui Metal, and Moa Metal, producer Kawaii Metal, and the backing band of corpse-painted virtuosos. Now, is this still back when, I guess... Okay. That was the Kami band. Okay. I was wondering if this was when they were doing the Baby Bones or if it was afterwards. Anyway. It came from the idol format of manufactured pop groups in Asia, but their songs are arranged with the thrashing guitars and blast beat drums from every variant of heavy metal. The conceit seems like a trollish genre joke, but the group has become a major touring act, a cult favorite of classic bands such as Slayer and Anthrax. Whoa, I did not know that. Slayer and Anthrax acknowledged Baby Metal? I did not know that. Let me take a look at this. Check out these adorable photos of Baby Metal posing with Slayer, Anthrax, Deftones, and Drag Force. All right. Hey, don't play this game if you're under the 40 years old. Ads, man. Ads are annoying. It's cute that the ads load first before everything else. Why is nothing else loading? This is bullcrap. Where are these images at? You know what? Screw you guys. The internet sucks even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just ads everywhere. Ads. All right, the conceit seems like a trollish genre joke. We talked about that. Okay. In a genre in which bands are on the quest to find the most offensive, putrescent sounds and imagery, can that loathsomeness be directed at the expectations of metal fans? When more serious metal has reached a terminal velocity of brutality and skill, and when cannibalism and genocide have become unremarkable lyric topics, as a viciously kawaii group of Japanese teenage girls the most authentically demonic idea for a heavy band today? Well, it kind of works, doesn't it? That's what kind of makes it kind of stand out quite a bit. Everyone's trying to go more extreme and more like demonic and satanic in their imagery, right? Then you get this group They go the total opposite. They want to be adorable. They want to be adorable. All right. Let's see here. It says the group makes no attempts to hide its origins. The singers admit that they have never listened to metal before joining the group, and its origins as an offshoot of the junior high J-pop pop act Sakura Gakuen are well documented. Yeah, it's all there. The openness of the group's artifice is half of the appeal. It's done in good spirit. It's a joke at the expense of metal's purest masculinity, not at the idea of young women can play heavy metal. Whoa. At the metal's purest masculinity, you could be masculine or like Baby Metal. Lift weights. Lifting weights. Yeah. Could do shots of wine. All right, I'll do a shot of whiskey and you do a shot of wine. You take a shot every time I stutter over a sentence. Dude, be dead. All right, Fishman 5678. Here's my shot. Probably last shot for the night. Ooh, that was good. Okay. It says their songs are delirious mix of thrash, death, and power metal with candy pink J-pop melodies spread like frosting atop all the violence. Not even the most dedicated black metal purists could deny that Baby Metal's tracks are pure with the same skill, or played with the same skill and ferocity as their genre counterparts or contemporaries. And that's true. And though a legendary Japanese metal act such as Church of Misery, I've never heard of them, may have grounds to be annoyed by Baby Metal's sudden popularity, the metal scene has largely decided to be in on the joke and enjoy it. The Fonda show was just about the most fun one could ask for at a metal show. The crowd was about 60% serious-looking metal fans, 20% Reddit-dwelling dudes, okay, and the 20% J-pop fans, okay. Everyone had a blast throwing devil horns at the stage and chanting the band's name. I think they might have been the Kitsunes, probably, though they probably just did the devil horns, you know. Those in the know will do this, but just do this. I say it doesn't matter as long as they're enjoying it, okay? That's the main thing. Let's see. Bemel's live show reveled in the weirdness of its pairing. As singer played up their adorableness, bopping around the stage with giddy choreography and major key harmonies, while their robe-clad backing band fired off volleys of raw instrumental fury spliced with a synths and pre-recorded orchestras. Very cool. So, like, it's interesting to me to see how they look at this. You know, how they look at what Baby Metal was back then. Let's see how it ends it here. Sunday's show reaffirmed that metal has a sense of humor about its own rules and systems. Baby Metal is a band that could not exist without the internet, and with its ecosystem of genre thrashing mashups of weirdo viral videos at the expense of anyone taking anything seriously. The self-seriousness of an act as liturgy seems a bit deflated after a trio of Japanese. What is liturgy? Is that another band? I should probably know that. The idea of a rock band being truly upsetting. The idea of a rock band being truly upsetting in 2014 is laughable in itself. So fans of a heavy, brutal music might as well laugh along with them. Baby Metal is just about the only metal group sticking with the mission of the genre, freaking people out and putting on a hell of a spectacle. Can I read? Is fluorescent J-pop the only way to outdo Murder and Church burnings. Okay. Wow. Wow, that's a jab at black metal. But burning those churches down. Why do they look AI generated? Yeah. All right. Well. This was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked reading this, getting into this here. Let's see what it was like when they were first coming on the scene, especially connected with this debut album here. So, yeah. Found it kind of interesting. All right. Anyway, what are you saying there? Your ability to connect with your audience and create a vibrant community. Well, we don't have much of a showing here tonight, but you are the main chatter, the only chatter. There'll be other people later on in the comments section afterwards. A lot of my audience is in Japan, which makes sense. Which makes sense. Yeah, well, thank you, Fishman. I'll take what you're saying as a compliment there. Here's to celebrating your remarkable achievements, and it's countless more to come. All right, man. Well, hey, I'll take that. Fine, yeah. 100%. All right, man. Yeah. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. And remember, this stream is all in celebration of the debut album of BABYMETAL, the 10th year anniversary of that album. Ooh, man. That was good. That was real good. It's starting to get better. I say that not very convincingly. Hey, all right. Well, we talked about the the BABYMETAL debut album here. Like I said, I want to know what your favorite songs are from the album. What is the song that first comes to mind? The last question I have here is, does the album still hold up to this day? And I listened to it before I started the stream. I was like, man, is the recording quality still going to be good? And like, is it going to hold up compared to the other albums? And the answer to that is, surprisingly, no, it doesn't. I'm just messing with you. It does. It does. It seriously does. I mean, if you prefer the live instrument versions of it, there's always that. That's what's cool about this, is like they have some really crisp and clear recordings of these songs with live instrumentation, so the drumming sounds a little bit better. Some people think the drumming sounds a little plastic, a little weak in the studio recording. Listening to it for building up for this stream, I did not get that sense. I didn't really get that feel. It is a joke that I hear, about that album, and sometimes I may repeat it, but it's like, I did it, like I was able to connect with the songs. I was able to feel them, and it was good. I got into it. So yeah. I think it's interesting to hear Sue and Mo and Yui in their like much, much younger voices. Much younger voices. I actually think Sue's voice has gotten, of course, better over time, because obviously she's growing up and what can I say, just more practice, more building up more skill, more talent, it's just more experience. And same could be said with Moa Metal. So I think while the album holds up, I think the better variations of those songs are like the live version, because especially in the later shows, because like they sound, I think, better in that way. All BABYMETAL holds up even Doki Doki Morning. That's right. Doki Doki Morning is a fantastic song there. And I am looking forward to... I'm hoping they play it. I'm hoping they play that song And wait, haven't they already played that song with Momo Metal? I think they did. I remember seeing something like that. Yeah, I think they did. You know, if they haven't, they will. They will again. The question other people have is, what about Onodori Daisukusen, or what about Song 4? Are they going to play that since Yui's not there? Well, I say in the spirit of Yui, keep that song alive. Yeah, I mean, she wrote the song, and it's a Baby Metal song, and I mean, you know, you're going to play it. But, yeah, we're kind of at the tail end here. I will just ask you before I wrap this up. What is the first song you think of when you see the cover art? When you see the cover art, what is the first song that comes to mind? A lot of people say "Give Me Chocolate," which makes sense. It's a very popular song. Someone said "Onodori Daisukusen." Someone said "Song 4." Someone even said "Uki Uki Midnight." Or Uki Uki, Yuki Uki. So, you let me know what song first comes to mind when you see that. I'm very curious. Baby Metal Death? Hey, I totally understand why. It's what starts it all off. Now, when I first heard this album, I did skip it. I thought it was maybe just like a build up, like an intro album, intro song. I was like, what is this? Kind of skipped it. But on like later playthroughs, I let it play, and I was pleasantly surprised. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I know we're just now wrapping up. Maybe some people are catching now, but I pretty much covered everything I needed to cover for this live stream episode thing here. So yes, feel free to listen back, I suppose, and be in the comments. I'll be in the comments too, interacting with you guys. Shout out to Fishman and Axe Swipe. Yeah. Hey, what is your avatar, Axe Swipe? It looks familiar. Looks like a Quake thing or something. I don't know what that is. Like a Terminator thing? Fishman, you mentioned Captain Shaggy. I don't know, man. I don't want to get into... I don't want to start mentioning names of the Dramaverse. Hey, we're talking about Baby Metal. Everything is in good spirits. And the Dramaverse, everyone hates each other. The business is to just say mean things about one another. That's how it is. Just be complete assholes. Oh, okay. It's Dr. Das Freak character with armor set. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was curious about it. Alrighty. Well, with that said, man, we're done here. You guys take it easy and have a good one, man.